Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Victoria 3, where we are sort of, I guess, learning how to play the game, hopefully. I feel like I learned quite a bit last time. We're playing here as Belgium. I got, there's like a notification, I guess the version has changed since the last video, so hopefully this doesn't, like, crash or something, but it loaded well, so we're gonna see. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of background noise. It's currently ice storming here, which is, I guess, really all it's doing is raining. It's like 40 degrees out. I don't think it's the ice storm that they were claiming it was going to be, but I can hear through my headphones the rain, but it doesn't seem like OBS is picking it up, so hopefully you're not hearing it. All right, so we're playing as happy little Belgium here. Just learning how to play the game. I don't have any intentions. I don't have any goals. I certainly don't think I'm going to be conquering Russia or anything. I guess what year? Oh, it's 1838. So America is still one massive country disinterested in us. Canada also very disinterested. I didn't see that before. I wonder. Okay, so France likes us. England likes us. Austria is cautious. Prussia likes us. Okay, so we've got Netherlands hates us. Holy cow. But it seems like Sardinia is cooperative. It seems like most everybody thinks we're all right. What's Liechtenstein? Or sorry, Luxembourg. Luxembourg is cautious because, I mean, from their perspective, we probably could pretty easily bulldoze them, right? Yeah, I guess. So Liechtenstein would be like over here. I guess they're not represented in the game. It's a tiny little place. One of the smallest countries on Earth, smaller than Rhode Island. So we're gonna go. So we're still learning the game. So improve access to consumer goods. We need to get our meat prices down. Grow our gross domestic product. Let's open into task. Okay. Try to make the landowners happy. We need to pass an institutional law. That's something we haven't done yet. Laws you can enact. Click on the policing law in the laws tab. Okay. So we can go to the local police force. An additional bureaucracy cost of 35.7. It gives the landowners political strength. I don't know if that helps make them happy or not. So the landowners endorse this law, so I'm guessing it would. The other two groups, I'm guessing that's the military and like the upper class, endorse a dedicated police force. I mean, dedicated police force to me makes more sense, even though we're supposed to be making the landowners happy. It's only the rural folk that don't like the law. I guess the landowners will be happy if we do this. Okay. Dedicated police force just makes more sense to me, so we're going to go ahead and enact that. I did. Didn't I? I think I did. Oh well. I'm just going to skip that lesson because I did it. So we're going to have a Dedicated police force there. To make an interest group happy. Okay, so we did that. You guys, I'm not hearing any game sounds at all. I wonder if that's my... It might just be me having the microphone turned down. It looks like the video is capturing the desktop audio. Newspaper, bigoted article about the Ashkenazi. Yeah, I can't, the Ashkenazi, they are, I believe, like so there's Sephardic Jews and there's Ashkenazi, and the Ashkenazi, if I'm not mistaken, are the group that's like ethnically from Israel, and the Sephardic Jews come mostly from the steppe plains of Europe. So, like, I don't think we're going to have a large percentage of our population. It's like 2,000 roughly Ashkenazi Jews in Belgium. So like I personally, like on a personal level, I'm very, very against any sort of news censorship, and I don't think this is going to have really an effect on our country as a whole, so we're going to not. See really quick. And turn that up a bit. I don't know. Like, I can hear myself through my headphones, but I am not picking up any game sounds whatsoever. Hopefully they're in the video. I guess we'll find out. Maybe my voice isn't in the video at all, and find that out. It seems like it is. Who knows? Who knows? It's the fun of OBS. You never know what you're going to get with OBS. Every day is a new adventure. All right. Our struggle is an international one. Sure. So we did the policing law. Yeah, like we don't want the British to take over. We want them to like us. But the whole point is for us to be independent. Alright, so we've passed that. Improve access to consumer goods. We need to get our meat prices down. So... how do we get our meat prices down? My guess is by producing more of it. We are not a significant producer of meat. Alright. Can we become a producer of meat? Let's see. So we have livestock ranches. guess we... How do we make the meat cheaper? So we have a slight tariff on meat coming in. If we set that to 0, would it change? Tariffs are a funny thing, you know. Tariffs, the idea behind tariffs is that something coming in has a tax on it that has to be paid by the importers, and the importers would charge money to the country that is sending the thing in to, you know, offset the tax rather. But what ends up happening is not that. What ends up happening is they simply raise the price of the item to pay the tax and pass that tax onto the consumer. That makes things way more expensive, which drives inflation, which makes it more difficult for the average person to buy what they need. Which would make it a really dumb thing for someone to do if they're trying to control wage inflation. Thankfully, there are only like 5 people watching this, so that won't cause any controversy. Let's see. How? I don't know how. I don't know how to drive the price down. I'm just gonna see if I were to expand this, because like in theory, if this becomes more productive, then this should make more meat, which should drive down the cost of the meat. So we're just gonna see if the meat was 10.4, 38.4. I guess, is that euros? I guess euro, pounds, or whatever. I don't know what unit of money measurement. Not freedom units, that's for sure. Yeah, it doesn't even say. So we'll just see. Britain wishes for us to join the British Empire. I am going to say no. And maybe... Whoops. That was the wrong... Oh, no, it is here. It's settings. I am still like... I am not hearing any sounds at all. Oh, I'm going to keep playing. Hopefully you're hearing sounds, and if not, hey, you get to hear me ramble about stuff. Since this isn't Hearts of Iron, I probably won't sit for 20 minutes without saying anything. I'll probably be talking this whole time because I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. Right, Great Britain has broken our treaty of friendship. Hey, you know, friends don't force friends to join their empire. The Anti-Austrian League is formed. And, you know, the French still like me. You can try to be domineering if you want. The Austrians are okay. The Prussians like me. So, you know, if England wants to, like, try to force me into their empire, that's their business. Standard of living decreased in Flanders. That's not good. I wonder if... So, undeveloped arable land. I wonder if I can develop some of it. Maybe that's what I'm doing by expanding livestock ranches. I'm just gonna wait this out, see what happens, see if I was right or wrong. A letter from the U.S. American-Belgian Treaty of Commerce and Navigation allows the United States to build in Belgium. Trade privileges with Belgium. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. If the U.S. wants to build stuff in Belgium, we gain 300 leverage. We get trade privileges with the U.S. Yeah, do that. Maybe the U.S. will build me some meat farms, drive the cost of meat down. Dedicated police force has been enacted. Still being, I thought it was enacted. I guess it's still being enacted. Okay, so it did. Okay, let's see. So it did drive down the cost of meat, I guess, or at least, you know, it did whatever the computer wanted me to do. I need to increase the GDP. I have a GDP of 4.26 million. So is that what I'm bringing in per week? Because that's not my GDP. Where's my actual... Easiest way to increase your gross domestic product is to spend money from the treasury or investment pool to expand your productive buildings. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. The thing is, where do I find my GDP? Guess you're just saying the same thing, like over and over. Where do I see it? It's my reserves. It's my investment pool. But where do I see my actual... Is it in the ledger? There we go. Can I see, like, just me? Alright, so my GDP is 3.4 million, and I need to get it to 4.26 million. Alright. That's simple enough. I just need to build some things. Or expand some things. Iron's a good resource. Explosives factory. Oh, we're expanding that. Fertilizer and explosives factory. Going like Victorian nukes here. Yeah, build some lead mines. Lead is great. Lead is one of the most useful things. You should just put lead in everything. Never be afraid of lead. Never be afraid of lead. This place has nothing going on. Man. Need to build some stuff. Motor Industries. Can we, like... It will let me build a motor industry, I guess. Okay, hey, we'll see what happens. I guess for steam engines are around at this point. They're not nearly as big as what you imagine. It's like the late 1800s, like massive trains, but there are like steam engines at this point. All right, so dedicated police force has been enacted. Or, oh, I guess they're voting. So they're voting on it. Separate political faction. London Conference. They favor the Dutch claims. They want to give the Dutch some of my land. No. In exchange for assuming Belgian debts. I mean, that's fine, but like... Yeah. But it deteriorates all my relations. Let's see. I mean, the French like me. I guess I have to. I guess I don't have any choice. That's stupid. But I don't want to. Peace in our time. Holy cow. I lost quite a bit there. Well, that sucks. But hey, you know, it kept everybody happy. It's better than them coming in here and forcing me to do it, which I have no idea. How did Luxembourg... I invade Luxembourg. That was not explained to me. They said that the Netherlands would get their territorial claims, not that Luxembourg would like get all swole here. Dedicated police force. Financial reform. Laws. Alright. So we're still working on wrong thing here. We're still working on the GDP. Let's go to our ledger. I don't remember what the GDP was. Seems like it probably went down. I probably lost a lot of factories and stuff. Alright, we unlocked the Bessemer process. That's a huge deal. So we have over here in society. Psychiatry. Psychiatry is immensely useful. I always recommend everybody should have a counselor. Like, even like, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just like, it's wonderful. I mean, there is, if you're human, there's something wrong with you. There's something, what is that? A wildfire. Wow. There's, every one of us has something wrong with us. But really, a lot of counseling is just the ability to talk to somebody who will like listen attentively and understand, and help you think through stuff. The labor movement. Yeah, I think everybody should have a counselor. Fractional distillation. Okay. GDP is going up. That's good. So I increase relations with the Netherlands. Right, so we have diplomacy. Relations with the Netherlands. All right. We get back to what the map used to look like. Invest in education. There's a university. Okay. A donation of knowledge. What is happening? Pause. Okay, guess I want to be like zoomed in. I wonder how many of those events I haven't seen. I guess I need to be like zoomed in on my country. It looks very pretty. This is a very pretty map. Paradox maps are usually like, they're pretty cool, but this one is like, it's really nice. Belgium looks pretty. I've never been to Belgium. I wonder if this is a fair representation of what Belgium looks like. So there's a thing. Election season has begun. I think we favored the Catholic Party last time, so let's do that again. Check on our GDP here. So 2.77. I guess, does it only build like one thing at a time, even in different regions? So the Catholic Party won. That's good. Maybe embargo Austria. Maybe I can figure out how to do that. Embargo. I mean, like, I can't. Okay, well, I guess they're just gonna be mad at me. Or, like, I mean, I guess if I conquered all of this, then maybe I could embargo Austria, but that doesn't seem reasonable. I don't think that's gonna happen. Free government reform. There's no chance for success in enacting restricted child labor laws. Sorry, kids. Apparently we hate the poor. Or just indifferent to the poor. Let's try to enact public schools. Public schools are a good idea. He said, paying his mortgage via a public school. Is that not the reform? Why is the Catholic Church unhappy with me? happening. I guess just add rural folk to the government, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what that was about. Oh, up to 2.8, 2.85. We're getting there. You just blow up in there. Relations have gone up almost 10 points, 9 points, so. Right, so we successfully completed the improved relations. I guess we'll just leave it there, like leave it alone. So it didn't like Oh, those are those people who wanted me to join the British Empire. I don't really care about them anyway. I mean, I guess I could, like, try to improve my relations with Britain. Just, you know, in general. Wealth should not be a prohibitive factor to school. I'm really fortunate that, like, a lot of teachers are required to buy, like, their own classroom supplies and stuff. And the school that I work for doesn't do that. I'm actually very adamantly against that. Like, very, very firmly tell us not to ever buy anything, to, like, requisition everything. They really take care of us, which is really nice. We've gone back down in GDP. Okay, I guess maybe because we're funding public schools. Let's see if... max that out completely. Haven't I done that? Or it just hasn't got there yet. That actually seems like a fine idea to me, so. We've unlocked rifling. Yeah, 1842, that's about when I mean, rifles, the idea of rifling has been around for like ever. There were, the British Army had rifles in 1777 that were issued almost exclusively to loyalist forces in the Americas. The average British soldier, really didn't have any experience with guns outside of joining the army, but in the Americas they did. They did a lot of hunting and stuff. So there were loyalist units, loyal to the British government, who were issued rifles. But rifling, like, was new, it was expensive. Like by 1842 is when it starts to really, really appear large scale. It's actually 1846 or so that the U.S. begins rifling its muskets. The Model 1855 was the first U.S. infantry rifle that was like always a rifle, had never been smoothbore. I mean, truly, like, as a teacher, the curriculum should be kind of decided by an independent body. Access to my markets. Zoom in, make sure I don't miss anything. I guess, yeah, I should be able to see any of those from here. Alright, we have researched psychiatry. Lever guns 20 years before Winchester. Establish a new company. Belgian metals. I wonder if we can eventually establish Fabrique Nationale. This company. Frankenstein. That's weird. It looks like they don't have FN. So, John Browning, one of the most famous gun designers in the history of the world, he retired. He worked for a long time for Winchester, and then he did a lot of his own stuff, and then he retired, and his son opened a gun factory in Belgium that John Browning himself then went to work for, and it became FN, Fabrique Nationale. But I guess they don't have it in here. But Belgian metals, that sounds cool. Flanders Fabric Fellowship. We'll go Belgian metals just because. 6. Dutch National Awakening. British-American rivalry declared. This is really neat. I like how this is playing out. So the intelligentsia is supporting the public schools, even though they're not part of the government. Teachers of higher institutions of learning have offered to advise the government in implementation of public schools. People like the intellectuals, right, are always going to support a greater access to learning for the general society, right? It's very much the group that I would consider myself to be a part of, and it's neat that it's they've taken the time to build that into this mechanic. And there are, like, I teach at both high school. I've taught middle school. I taught in a preschool for a while, and I teach now high school and college, and there are substantial differences between teaching children and teaching at a university level. And that's the sort of thing you really need to have, like, you really need to have people who know what they're doing that kind of stuff. So it's just neat that Paradox, you put in that level of thought. Up to 2.99, so we're getting there with the GDP. This is neat. We've gone, so that we had a 9% chance of success in the beginning of this, and we're now up to 67.8%. It's kind of fluctuating a little bit, but still, I mean, I think, like, there's a really good chance we're going to get public schools for Belgium. For teachers. Fortunate that we already have educated people. 3 million now. The Catholics have become revolutionary. They are They're militant. They are a relevant party, 9% support. That doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean, just that little bit. You know, a lot of people don't know the whole story of Adolf Hitler, but Hitler was not democratically elected. He lost the election of 1932, and had like 30-ish% support of the German populace, which, you know, meant 70% did not support him. But still, the unfortunate death of Paul von Hindenburg, and all of a sudden, you know, the rest is history, right? Just because 9%, like that's not nothing. So, they definitely see. I don't. Do they support? Oh, I'm guessing these are. Yeah, they. This is what they want, and this is what they hate. They don't want women to have any legal rights. They want the state religion, charity hospitals. I mean, that's fine, and religious schools. They do not like this public school movement. See if we can suppress them. See what happens. They're now suppressed. We'll just sort of see what happens. Whoops. And I'm learning the game, so if I've just totally messed something up, you know, horrifically badly, it'll be okay. Hobby appeasement was completed. Oh, I guess because I made the English like me enough. What is going on? Is that like, I guess it's the Catholic traditionalist movement. They have 15% progress toward a revolution. I'm actively suppressing them. So. .5% to a revolution. How do I make this not happen? Alright, so we have passed public schools. so people now can go to school. That's cool. We passed a law. Whoops. Man, I'm terrible at visual aids. All right. Well, we are right at about an hour. I've passed a law, done a couple things. We're still kind of fighting with the GDP here, but I mean, we're at 3 million, so it's increased by quite a bit. We probably are going to have a Catholic traditionalist revolution soon, but hey, I'll get to see what happens if there's a revolution. But for now, I think I've kind of continued learning. Like I said, hopefully there have been sound effects for you guys in the video. I won't know until a few minutes from now when I watch the video. It seems like it has been capturing, but I haven't heard anything. So if not, hey, it's a video with my voice in it. But hopefully, even if that's all it is, hopefully it's been some good background noise. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you when I see you.